Greetings and welcome to the family. Greetings all and welcome back. I would like to start off by thanking all of our viewers who submitted their ideas for topics for future video podcasts. So over the course of the next couple of episodes, we are going to specifically be talking about topics that were proposed by our viewing audience. So today's topic is proceeding in power. And one of our viewers requested that we give some examples, some tools on how to proceed in power. So before we specifically address the viewer's question, I would like to first ask Dr. Sophronia and Dr. Kamoya, what does power mean to you? Dr. Sophronia?
So when I think of power, and the way that I perceive us using the term power in the Three Docs and the Mic, is that we're talking about that inner core, that's something from within that's going to come out and help you to function and to do the things that you need to do in order to be successful in your life. So power is not an outside perception. It's really an internal perception of what you see as what you need to have that power.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that power is an internal force that we have. Dr. Kamoya, what does power mean to you?
Yes, I concur. I believe that power comes from internally. It's internally, right? We feel power and it grows inside of us. And some of us acknowledge and can feel that power, and others need some external force actually to help us acknowledge that power and to feel that power. I believe that we all have that power. Some people use that power in a negative way, so they use it in an oppressive way or to marginalize certain folks and certain people based on their perceptions and their beliefs. And some people use it in a positive way where they're looking internally or even externally in partnering with somebody else and bringing that power together and creating phenomenal things that can help society and help people versus hindering people or hurting folks.
Okay, so in addition to what Dr. Sophronia said, Dr. Kamoya, you took it a step further and discussed how people actually use their power. So it can be used in a harmful, oppressive way or in a positive, uplifting way. So I concur with both of you. I think that power is something that humans are innately created with, and we can do so many things if we tap into our internal energy and power that the Creator has given us. Our minds are absolutely amazing, and I don't think we fully tap into our creative beings and everything, the energy that we have within us to actually accomplish wonderful and amazing things. So the next question that I would like to ask, and I'll start with you, Dr. Kamoya, and this is specifically addressing our viewers' question, which is, what are some of the tools that we can use to proceed in power? So will you share what are some practical ways people can proceed in power?
That's a great question. I think that I will answer that from what works for me, and hopefully some people can get some gems out of that and try it. And also encourage folks to share in the comment what works for them. But when I think of power, I also think of powerless. And so they're on the opposite ends. And so if when I'm feeling powerless, I feel like that there's I've accessed everything that I had in me, and I'm feeling powerless, I tend to gravitate towards people who make me feel powerful. And it's not people who I think that are under me, that I can step on again, going back to that oppressive sense of power, using power in a good way. And so sharing that energy. And so I will surround myself by people who I trust, people who have lifted me up and supported me emotionally, physically, financially, all of those things, people in my village. And I always go back to my village. Who are those powerful people in my village that they can share their energy with me? It's not going to deplete them when they share their energy with me. And I can leave, full. And then I can tap in and then use my innate power. They can help spark that flame within me and fan it a little bit, if I don't have the energy to fan it. And when I leave, I'm feeling more powerful.
Okay, so being re-energized by your village is really important to you. So, Dr. Sophronia?
Both you and Dr. Kamoya sort of alluded to energy, right? So, and that energy is important, and just knowing energy is transferable. And that's what I hear Dr. Kamoya saying, is that she goes to someone whose energy is bright so that she can regain some energy to come back in, right? So what I do for power, first I have to recognize the power within me first. And then once I recognize what power looks like inside of me, what is that? What are those things that I can do to what are those things that I can do in order to start to really the steam ball rolling, right? So if I can look at myself and say, okay, I don't feel, in Dr. Kamoya's words, if I feel powerless, then what are areas in my life where I can feel powerful, or what areas in the past that I have felt powerful? And let me go back and reflect on, that time that, I was doing pretty good that time, or I accomplished a lot during that time. What scenarios, what feelings, what people, what things that I have around me in order to get me that re-energization back. So I think it's reflecting a lot. Where are those points in life that you feel powerful? And where are the points in life that you didn't feel powerful, that you felt powerless? Just recognizing those different things and then using those powerful moments in order to propel you forward. And yes, your village is so important just to gain energy. Another thing that I use when I want to be re-energized or powerful is that I go to nature. Because nature is so powerful, the energy that's in nature, and you allow yourself just to be rejuvenated by that energy of the universe. And then I can proceed in power because now I have the entire universe backing me.
Okay, so to sum it up, so basically recognition of the power that's within and reflecting on those times when you were powerful and using those same skills to help you in the current situation, and going to the ultimate force of nature to get re-energized. Yes, I 100% am loving that for sure, because I am a nature person, and you can learn so much in nature. And it's like this creation is just absolutely amazing if we just take the time to be still and listen and understand what's going on around us in this natural world, which also is impacted by the spiritual world. So that the power that when I think about like practical tools that people can use to proceed in power, I definitely think about what you mentioned, Dr. Sophronia, is first recognition. So we have to recognize that we do have power. And also, I think there's an element of not allowing people to steal your power or siphon off your power. I know that that's more easier said than done in certain ways, but just being cognizant of when you're in situations and you feel yourself being drained, to either remove yourself from that situation or tap into a way that you can reduce the amount of power that's being drained from you. And also the recognition that we are an amazing people and we can do more than what we think we can do, and to not allow negativity to prevent us from whatever it is that we're wanting to achieve. We have ability and capability to do that.
I just wanted to jump in real quick because you
Sure.
said that there's situations where people siphon off your energy. And sometimes, at least I found that there are times when I feel like, my energy is being drained from me. But then I also look to the person as like, who is it? Maybe they need something that I have right now. So I tend not to sort of shy away from that because I know they may need the energy and they may not get it from anywhere else. So I sort of stay there and see them, giving them what I have, but knowing that I know how to go re-energize myself. They may not have that tool to do that. So sometimes it is important that we stay there and we're in this situation with the person because this is what we do to build community. And it may be draining. Personally, it may be draining, but I know that the time that I put in that person is going to help develop them. And then I have to fall back to where I can be regenerated again. And it may be that that person the next day or the next week may come and give me the energy that I need. So it's that give and take sort of thing with them. So I try not to pull back too fast because I don't know what that person needs. And I need to be there at least long enough to say what they need. Now, if they're continually draining my energy and they're not really understanding or they're not really wanting to find their own power within, then I know, okay, I need to pull back from that person.
Thank you for sharing that. That's an absolutely excellent point. So thank you for interjecting. Absolutely. Dr. Kamoya, did you have something to add?
Yeah, just that reciprocal relationship. And that's why I always go back to the village, right? It's a reciprocal relationship. You give power, you keep your power. Sometimes you don't have it to give, right? And so you hold on to it. And you can still partner with somebody to find somebody else who can help share that power. And so it's always a village. We have to have a village mentality. And if I do have it to give, then of course I'm going to share it. And if I don't have it to give, then I can say that as well, but I can still partner with you, right? Maybe I need to find someone too where I can get that from. Or like Dr. Spronia said, maybe we just need to go out into the sun and just feel that all that good vitamin D and just feel back up on that, right? As melanated people, that's what we need anyways. And so we can pull power from various places, and just being mindful of where are we in the moment. Sometimes, especially if you're a parent, you cannot pull back, right? You have to be there for your babies. And so, and if you're in a relationship, sometimes you can't pull back then either. You have to be there for your partner. And so really deciphering or discerning when it's like that I move back, you move up sort of thing, right? And it's that constant dance. It's a dance that we have to do. And we have to be okay with that and open to that dance, because we're social beings. We don't live in a bubble. We don't live on an island by ourselves. We're social beings. And so we really have to be mindful of what does that look like for us? And then what does that look like for others that are around us?
Yes, it's interesting. It's interesting that you said a dance, because that's specifically kind of where my mind went. It's definitely artful and skillful. And the other thing that I appreciate that has come out, because we were really talking about, our power, but sometimes we need power from other people. So acknowledging that and recognizing that we are in community and we do give and take. So it's a reciprocal relationship with regards to power. So this has been an excellent discussion. Thank you, ladies. And as always, proceed in power.
Thank you for being with us. We're sending you love, light, and positive energy. And remember to proceed in power.